Good morning, students of First AEB. Today it's a pleasure for me to be with you through this video in which we are going to talk, or I'm going to explain about two of the most important auxiliary verbs. What are these two of the most important auxiliary verbs? The auxiliary can and the auxiliary have to. I'm going to repeat the auxiliary can and the auxiliary have to. You already know, and I know that you understand what is the translation about can and what is the translation about have to. Okay, we will continue with this important video. Okay, we are going to start explaining about the auxiliary can. What is the auxiliary can, or when we're going to use the auxiliary can? According to the grammar, we're going to use can when we are talking about possibility or when we are talking about ability. Ability, possibility, and ability. What is the formula that we can follow when we are using the auxiliary can? You can see here, use can plus the base form of the verb for possibility and ability. Continue reading. We can stay out late tonight. There are not classes tomorrow morning. We have two examples here. Okay. And when we are talking about the auxiliary, can, as you can see here, can is used for every personal pronoun. For example, I can, you can is the same form. She can, he can, it can, we can, you can, and they can. And when we are talking about negative, we are just adding the word not. For example, here. When we are talking about question words, or when we are asking, this auxiliary goes at the beginning of the sentence. Remember that can is used for possibility and ability. If we are talking about ability, you can see the picture here that is telling you, I can say, they can play chess. They can play chess. She can ride a horse. She can ride a horse. Possibility. Possibility, I can say, it can rain today. It can rain today. Okay, possibility and ability. Continue with the auxiliary have to. Have to. Have to is used for obligations. Okay? Use have to or has to plus the base form of the verb for obligation. When you are obligated to do something, you know that as students, you have many obligations. You have rights, but at the same time, you have obligations. For example, here in the picture, look at the picture, okay? They have to study. They have to study. They are obligated to do this important action. Have to. Okay, let's see when or how, the way we are going to work with this important auxiliary verb. I have to, I don't have, okay? Do I have, when we are, I am asking. What about the third person of singular? You already know what are the third person of singular. She, he, and it. For example, here, if I'm talking about a woman, I have to say, she has to. And we have a complement here. She has to meet her cousin at the airport at 3. She doesn't. Remember that in simple present tense, we use another auxiliary when we are talking about negative and interrogative. She doesn't have to meet her cousin at the airport. Two important examples here. As a student, you can see in this picture, you have to say, I have to wear an uniform for going to school. Remember that have to is used for obligation. Obligation. Okay? What is the form for the auxiliary have to? For every personal pronoun, I have to, you have to, he has to, she has to, it has to, we have to, and they have to. Formulas. Listen, I'm giving you important formulas how to work with the have to, auxiliary have to. Have to, what is this? Something you need to do following a rule. Remember that you are obligated and they are rules. They are not options. We have examples. You have to clean your room every day. My sisters has to. Remember that for third person of singular is has to. Where do we have to buy the tickets for the concert? Have to. And we are using the auxiliary do for question. Don't have to. Something which is not necessary. Okay, you are not obligated to do that. I don't have to go to school today because it's Friday. You don't have to wear a long dress to go to the party. He doesn't have to buy me a present. It is not necessary. Structure. Subject. Have, has to, plus the base form of the verb. Remember that they are formulas you have to follow too. Subject, when we are talking about negative, done or doesn't have to, plus the base form of the verb. And for question, remember that in simple present tense we use do or does plus the subject plus have to plus the base form. Okay, you have many examples here to practice. Through this video, you can confirm, you can know if you were understanding the grammar correctly. What are the instructions in this exercise? Fill in the blanks below to complete the sentence. Use the word in the above box. Number 1. What is the answer for number 1? Okay? Today is a holiday, okay? What is the complement here? I do not. I'm trying to write here to give you an idea. I do not have. Sorry. Just to give you an idea, students, what is going to happen in this exercise. Today is a holiday. I do not have to go to work because it's holiday. You have to give the answer for every sentence here. Okay, what about number 2? What about number 2? Let's see. The auxiliary, remember that it is a question. So, I'm talking about sisters. So, does your sister have? Does your sister have to go to school today? Okay, 2 examples. Later, you have to think about number 3, number 4, till 15 because it's your work, okay? Is your and the last examples or the last information. Examples, rules. If I want to talk about obligation, so it means that you have to use the have to or has to. Talking about you, I have to follow all teacher directions. Number 2, complete and turn in work on time. I have to raise or you have to raise your hand if you have a question. Number 4, I have to bring all materials to class. And the last one, I have to treat others with respect. I hope this video helps you to understand the content. Goodbye, students. Thank you for your attention.